Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming in from the Lentil region where it is going to be the Delta type Neos going up against the reigning champions, the Spike Myth Rockets, and as Weavile is exerting that pressure over the field, let's have a look at the tail of the tape as both these sides sitting in 15th and 16th respectively outside of a leader's 8 position, so they desperately need this victory to try and move themselves up the leaderboard and try and get into victory road as the season progresses. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the Delta types? Will it be the Dark types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
Now it is going to be Espeon and Flareon starting out for the Neos as Espeon does set up that Cotton Guard, boosting its own physical defense a great deal, but it's Weavile joined by Mabostiff as the Heal Pulse from Weavile is going to go off the Magic Bounce from Espeon, but Weavile is at full strength, but it should try and remember that for later as the Psychic from Mabostiff is not going to be very effective here onto Espeon, tanking that move, and this allows Flareon to respond with the Power Trick. It is going to switch its attack and defense, and it does have a massive 130 base attack as the Hurricane here from Espeon onto Weavile gets a fantastic connection there and is going to leave Weavile in a confused state. It may be doing damage to itself if it is unable to shake this off, but it is successful and it is going to go for the Hypnosis, but yet again it goes for Espeon and that Magic Bounce has once again been activated. This is going to put Weavile to sleep. It needed to go for the Hypnosis first and the Heal Pulse second as Mabostiff follows it up with the Smart Strike, intelligently going for Espeon. That is not going to miss as Flareon goes with the Razor Shell onto that already weakened Weavile here as Weavile is snoozing away here on the field. This allows Espeon to go for the Gastro Acid. This is going to suppress that Guard Dog ability that Mabostiff has, as Mabostiff does respond with the Stone Edge, fully focusing in onto Espeon. That would have been super effective though onto Flareon, who does go with the Powder Snow. That does connect with both Dark types, but it's not very effective on Weavile. However, it does put it in knockout range, and we get the skill swap from Espeon. It's going to give its Magic Bounce to Weavile, taking that pressure. So now the Neos are exerting that pressure over the Spike Myth Rockets that they have been feeling all season as the reigning champions, and yet they have not been performing as you would expect from a championship side. Whilst Weavile is still asleep, we get the recover from Mabostiff. It is going to get itself back to full strength. It hasn't taken that much damage yet as Flareon, looking to capitalize, goes with the Icicle Crash onto Mabostiff, practically taking away the damage that was recovered as the Acupressure follow-up from Espeon is going to boost its own special attack here on the field. It's already base 130 as well, as Weavile has woken up, but it is still confused and it is going to do damage to itself, taking itself out of this matchup in its own confusion, giving the Lentil Neos that early lead as Mabostiff with the Grass Knot still going for Espeon, puts it into knockout range, and Flareon does respond with the Poison Fang, doing very little damage to Mabostiff, but it has left it with that crucial badly poisoned status condition that will get progressively worse with every turn, as we see it starting to take its effect on that angry Puppa, who is now going to be joined by Meowscarada coming out onto the field, but Espeon with that speed control immediately meets it with the Crush Grip, gets in some good damage, but Meowscarada responds by setting up the Perish Song. That song being heard by all Pokemon on the field, including Meowscarada, will be eliminated in 3 turns, and then the Teeter Dance from Mabostiff is now going to leave everyone else confused, including its teammate Meowscarada, and we already saw what can happen when you do damage to yourself, as Weavile did take itself out of this matchup, and the same could actually happen to Espeon because it is such an easy target right now, but it is Flareon who needs to shake off its confusion before anybody else, and it is successful in doing so, going with the Fire Blast. It is not confused at all because it has just eliminated Meowscarada with a critical hit for good measure on that super effective attack. The Lentil Neos are building some great momentum here as that poisoning we see getting worse for Mabostiff here on the field, and those perish counts are going to fall to 3 for the 3 Pokemon that are on the field at the moment, as Meowscarada doesn't have to worry about it because it's been taken out, but it is Hydreigon coming out for the Spike Myth Rockets with that Levitate ability as well, as Espeon needs to shake off its confusion or it will take itself out of this matchup. It is successful though, going with the Jaw Lock onto Mabostiff. Not very effective though, but neither of them can run away, not that they're looking to go anywhere, as Hydreigon with the Poison Gas onto Flareon and Espeon here, so they're going to have to deal with that poison status condition as well, but theirs will not get progressively worse. However, Espeon is still in that knockout range. And Mabosstiff follows it up with the Swift to ensure that surely Espeon will be taken out at the end of this turn, as Flareon has snapped out of its confusion, immediately going for the pound onto Hydreigon. And there is that poisoning afflicted Espeon to eliminate it from this matchup, and the Rockets needed that one before the Neos started to build too much momentum. But there is Mabosstiff that is getting worse with every single turn, chipping away at that health, and it afflicts Flareon for the first time in this match, as those perish counts as well fall to 2 for both Flareon and Mabosstiff, as it is going to be Leafeon coming out for the Lentil Neos, and immediately it is going to go for the Tachyon cutter, focusing in on Hydreigon. They know it doesn't have that perish count to contend with after connecting with those 2 strikes as well. Hydreigon is going to respond with the conversion. It's actually going to change its type from Dragon Dark into a normal type here, as Mabosstiff follows it up with the Zen Headbutt, going for Flareon. Gets in some really good damage there, as well as Flareon is going to respond with the Psy Shield Bash, but it goes for Mabosstiff, who is still immune, but Hydreigon isn't. It should have focused on Hydreigon with that move, as Mabosstiff is put into knockout range. And there is Flareon feeling the effects, as well as this matchup continues, and those perish counts fall to 1 for both Flareon and Mabosstiff. Leafeon is going to go with the Hurricane, but that is going to be avoided by Mabosstiff, and this allows Hydreigon to try and capitalize by going with the Circle Throw. And it's avoided by Leafeon, and thankfully it didn't go for Flareon, saving it from that perish count, as the headbutt from Mabosstiff onto Leafeon gets some good damage, and Flareon responds with the Shelter. It is going to boost its defenses, but doing that will not save it from that perish count falling to 0. But it's not the perish count that's going to take out Mabosstiff, it's actually the poisoning that was put onto it by Flareon. Mabosstiff is eliminated here, but there is Flareon feeling the effects of that poisoning for the last time before this perish count will fall to 0 that was set up by Meowscarada, keeping the Rockets in close contention in this matchup. As out comes Iron Thorns for the Spike Myth Rockets, it is going to be Glaceon coming out for the Lentil Neos. And if you're wondering why Iron Thorns is on the Spike Myth Rockets, it is because it is the Terrestrial draftee for this championship side, taking on that Dark Terror typing, and it is a terrifying Pokemon to contend with, as Leafeon immediately goes for the String Shot, trying to lower those speedy stats of the Spike Myth Rockets, wanting to give full speed control to the Lentil Neos. As Glaceon does follow it up with the Whirlwind, they're going to send Hydreigon back to the bench, and out in its place, it's going to be Incineroar as the last Pokemon coming out for the Spike Myth Rockets, but Hydreigon is still in this matchup, as Iron Thorns goes with the Defog on the field, lowering that evasiveness of Glaceon, as Leafeon is going to go for the Harden. It's going to boost its physical defense here, trying to make it better at taking those hits, and Glaceon follows it up now with the T-Time, as everyone is going to chow down on their Leopard Berries. I want to take this moment to thank our sponsor, the all great waggling finger of power, that Metronome that allows this to take place. And did you know that more than 20% of Metronome moves are normal type, but more than half of those are actually status moves? And as everyone finishes chowing down on their Leopard Berries, it is Incineroar going for the Force Palm, super effective. Massive damage there to Glaceon, leaving it with that paralysis as well, trying to get back a bit of speed control for the Rockets, as Iron Thorns follows it up with the Spark. And that 1-2 combination has leveled the playing field for the Spike Myth Rockets. Here's a 3 versus 3 matchup, as out comes Umbreon for the Lentil Neos, and Leafeon with the Reflect type. It's going to copy that Dark typing that Iron Thorns has. There are 2 Dark type evolutions on the field right now. There's 4 Dark types on the field right now, as the Heat Crash from Umbreon, not very effective there, onto Incineroar, who is going to respond with the Overheat, going for its own Fire type move onto Umbreon. Gets much more damage as well, but it lowers its own special attack in the process. And Iron Thorns does follow it up with the Parting Shot, so it is going to switch places with Hydreigon, but not before it lowers those offensive stats of Leafeon, but that physical and special attack. Hydreigon comes back out onto the field now, as Leafeon is going to go for that Esper Wing, but unfortunately that's not going to work, because Hydreigon is no longer a normal type. It is back to being a Dark Dragon type, and it goes for the Guillotine, but that is going to be avoided by Umbreon, as Umbreon looks to capitalize, going with the Stockpile. It is going to stockpile 1 and boost those defensive stats, which it is a massively defensive Pokemon with that 130 base special defense, 110 base physical defense. We get the Aqua Tail here from Incineroar onto that Dark type evolution Leafeon, not to be confused, who goes with the self-destruct. And it takes itself out of this matchup, but it is not successful in taking out anybody else. And for the first time in this matchup, the Rockets have got the lead. The Psychic Terrain being set up by Hydreigon. Not that any Pokemon on the field right now are concerned with taking damage from a Psychic type move, as that battlefield gets just a little bit weird. But it's going to be changed to a Misty Terrain from Umbreon. They're wanting to make it so that those Dragon type moves do get weakened, especially from Hydreigon. And Incineroar with the Topsy-Turvy on to Umbreon. Very clever, because it's going to invert all those stat changes, including those defense boosts, as it is going to be Sylveon, the last Pokemon for the Lentoneers. Hydreigon immediately meeting it with a massive Power Whip. Huge damage being done to the Fairy type Umbreon though with the Bug Buzz. This will be super effective, and it takes Hydreigon out of this matchup, leveling the field. It is 2v2. Both these sides want this victory. Sylveon follows it up. It is going to fly up high into the sky here. Incineroar needs to focus in onto Umbreon. Goes with the Mach Punch, and it gets the elimination, putting the Spikeman Rockets back in front. Sylveon is all by itself with no Iron Thorns, coming back out onto the field now. And immediately it goes for the Clanging Scales, but that is going to be avoided by Sylveon. Not that it had to worry about taking any damage from it either, but it is going to go for that fly onto Incineroar. Gets the critical hit as well. However, Incineroar is going to respond with the Moonlight intelligently. It is going to restore its health, making for a lot more work to Sylveon to have to do all by itself. The Thunderfang from Iron Thorns though gets the elimination, and the Spikeman Rockets at this late stage of the game have absolutely run away with it to have 2 Pokemon remaining, and they needed this victory if they want to try and defend their championship in Victory Road, because this will move them into 12th place. They are in the leaders 8, and next round they have a huge match because they are going up against the Montana Vera Sylphs, whereas the Neros next round, they're going up against the Eterna Devons. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.